a light map. We need a light map, we need light probes, and we need the audio surfaces. How to do that? For this, we are actually gonna cheat a little. Let's open the Blender back up again. Let's move everything, select with the Shift key, and then move it to collection. Let's call it geometry. Let's create a new collection and then call it light probes. Okay, so what are we gonna do now? We're gonna go to this view so that we have more space. We're going to create a new cube. Add cube. And we are going to fill this cube to the size of our level, basically our rooms, individual rooms, tunnels, and so on. Okay, let's do just that. Hold Z to switch to wireframe mode. Let's move the cube up a little. And then we're going to fill this room with this cube. Like this. Okay. That's it. Well, this room has been filled with our cube, and now we need to repeat this procedure until all of this space that we could walk on is filled with cubes. We could kind of go a little beyond, I guess. It's not very like accurate or something. We could do it loosely if you want to. Okay, move it over here. And each individual cube is separate from the other. So we need to duplicate this part of the mesh and then move it over here. Duplicate this section, extrude it, and then move individual edges and faces. Okay, we got flip outside. Okay, we have basically this room, a bunch of tunnels, and this room. Let's proceed. Filling the playable space. Okay, we need to be very careful here. Then extrude again. Let's extrude it over here. That's right. And then let's create a bunch of rectangles here, 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 and there in between. Like this. Let's duplicate this. Make sure it's touching the walls. And let's duplicate this section. Extrude that too. Make sure it's on the grid. Extrude once again. There's a lot of zooming in, it's kind of the process, honestly. Okay, and this part... Yeah, I don't really care that the level is not symmetrical. Not yet, I mean. It's not that important. I'm only showing you like the process of making our own map. We'll go more on the stream. But for now, it's good enough, I guess. And just like that, we're filling all the playable space. We're almost done. Just hang on for a minute. Okay, this one looks fine. Let's extrude that. Okay, now we need to select the different shading mode, and it looks like we're done. Let's recalculate all of them outside. And here we have it. We have created all of our, spaces in which we need to generate light probes in. What do we do next? We need to press the P button and then separate them by loose parts. We've done that. Okay, nice. Exit the edit mode. Select all of the objects. Then press space again and set origin to geometry. It is vital that you do that, otherwise the light probes will be generated in some other place, or maybe the scale won't even be correct or something. Okay, now when we've done that, we need to export these light probes only. For that, we are going to hide this geometry group, geometry collection, and then export all of these boxes as a BX. We are going to call it test scene underscore lights, just for organizational purposes. Once again, it doesn't really matter how you call it. Okay, we've done that. Let's go back to Unity and then put it on the scene. Here it is. We're gonna drag it to the scene once again. And once again, we need to correct the rotation to 180. There we go. Okay, what do we do now? It's actually quite easy. I have a script that basically generates all the light probes, all the refraction probes, and creates some audio surfaces. Audio, like reverb areas. For that, we need to select this root object, the one that hosts all of these boxes, and we need to generate probes, reflections, and reverb volume. And as you can see, the meshes are gone, and now we have a bunch of spheres, which means that the audio surfaces have been generated. Let's check the probes. What do we have here? Well, first of all, let's find the one I'm looking at. See those yellow dots? So these are light probes. Basically, the lights will be generated on each one of these points. Let's see that we have generated them correctly. Yes, we have. Otherwise you would need to do this manually. It's a good thing I have this script that basically allows me to automate the process. Because when you change part of your level, you will have to move these probes by yourself, and it could take some time. Also, you could forget to move certain points entirely, and it will generate the lighting where you don't need it. Well, you don't generate lighting with the light probes. It transmits lighting information for dynamic meshes. The level geometry is not dynamic meshes, so by dynamic meshes, I mean enemies, weapons, weapon models, props, yeah, those kind of things. So for them, the light probes would be useful because they allow you to get some light information on them, get some lighting on them. I would need to add some light sources for the level geometry to take advantage of these light probes. So let's add some lights. We have a bunch of lamps that we need to place on the map. For that, we're going to hang on, prefabs, then props, I guess, prop lamps, and then drag and drop the light source that we'd like to. We could have a bunch of them. Let's add this one over here. Let's rotate it. And then let's add one of them right over here, where the enemies will be. Also, let's not forget about the spawn area. Let's add one over here. Why not? We could press F to focus on the object, like this. Okay, so this is our spawn area. There's gonna be some tunnels. There are no lights there. And then there's a bunch of lights over here. Okay, that's it for the level geometry. Let's add some props. We're gonna add the wooden container over here. Move it back up a little. Another one over here. Move it up again. We're gonna place a bunch of weapons here. That's the whole purpose of these wooden crates. For this map, I'm gonna stick with MP5. Rotate it right here. Let's give the player a shotgun. Rotate it, move it over here. Pistol, obviously. And then why not give it a crowbar too? Since there are crates here, we might as well use a crowbar too. Then we're gonna go to items and then give players some ammo. Hopefully, yeah. We need to move it up a little so that it doesn't clip. Okay, duplicate that. Then what are we gonna do? Let's add some shells, I guess. And another box of shells. I have two models for the shells alone. And yes, as you can see, the shells are actually models of their own, so I could actually customize the box if I wanted to. Okay, now let's add some enemies, I guess. We are going to create NPC spread squad. Let's go large. It's gonna be like 6 units over here, 7 even. Maybe that's a bit too much, but the point is quite dense. There'll be some parasites over here, I think. Well, headcrabs basically. NPC parasites, regular. We could duplicate him a bunch of times. 3 is good, I guess. Then we're going to go to entity. No, that's not the one. Prefabs, entities. No, it's not here either. Wait, where is it? I want to have wall charger for this one. Where did they put it? Actually, let's search for health. Charger. There you are. Oh, you're in props. Okay, obviously we'll be in props. Let's add one over here. Okay, make sure it's high enough. We could also add the charger over here. This one's called suit charger. Should be. There it is. Let's rotate it back. Then let's add a bunch of barrels, I guess. Our barrels explosive over here. Just behind the turn. 2 should be enough. Yeah, the Unity's camera is kind of laggy. We may also add a bunch of props here too, like table high for this. Yeah, maybe the level is a bit too big, but I mean, let's move it down slightly. And then we're gonna add a bunch of new weapons or maybe supplies. Let's give the players air too. And then some ammo for the weapon. Items. Here's this mag. Let's duplicate it, and then we're gonna... Yeah, there are multiple pickups that I could use. There's a small plug that it gives you less ammo, but well, you could have more of them on the map. And then let's add some grenades or energy balls. Let's duplicate that. Should be good enough. Oh, and I have almost forgotten. We need to give our planes, our meshes, a sound surface. So what does it do? Basically, it makes the material have properties of wood or concrete or stuff like this. For this, you're going to Graph Tools, create object surface, and since this is wood, we're gonna go with wooden floor. We'll add object surface component, and here we could specify basically all the parameters that we want, but this option just quickly sets all the parameters itself, so we don't have to bother with anything. And we're going to do the same here with concrete. As you can see, it was added here too. And we're going to do the same over here. Concrete, once again. Okay, I think we are done with this level. Almost done. There's one thing that is still missing. Like I said, we are missing lighting. Let's quickly review the settings. So we need the skybox. I think this one works pretty well for us, although this map is entirely in interior, so we don't really need the skybox for this one. So as we could specify to skybox. I could give it an intensity of 2, for example. Environmental reflections, that's fine. We're gonna be using the CPU baking. Could keep the samples as is, although it is relatively low. The default, I think, is 32 here, 512 here, 256 here. The bounces are set to 1. It's 2 by default. Okay, and well, the rest we don't really care about, except for this one. We need to have our custom profile over here. Otherwise, guess what? The sun is leaking. Yes, I said it. Yeah, I needed to make the backface tolerance set to 0. Otherwise, the light maps of insufficient size would just leak the lights from the neighboring walls. Just trust me, use this parameter, or go with the medium, I guess. But yeah, I prefer to use this one. We could compress light maps, enable ambient occlusion if you want to. Yeah, let's do that. And then we could generate lighting. As you can see, we have baked our light map. And now let's go over the mistakes that I may have committed. Okay, so the first thing, take a look at the floor. And now, do you see what the problem is? It's kind of hollow on this side, it's visible. And in this state, nothing stops the light from leaking into the map geometry. How do we solve that? We need to add a solidify modifier. We'll give it a thickness of, for example, 4, and give it an offset of 0, even thickness 2. And now the light will no longer leak into our level. I had to re-export the geometry and then rebake the map, and now it no longer leaks, as you could see here. Previously it did include some of the directional lights, namely where's this one? Yeah, it used to leak a bunch of light from this source, but as you can see now, the geometry is sealed, so the light will no longer work from here. Actually, we could just delete this light entirely, since it's not gonna be used in the interiors anywhere, unless we go outside, like unless we decide to make an open courtyard, then maybe it will be useful. But in these scenes, no, it will not be. Okay. So I guess the other part would be, we're gonna have to adjust the UV maps, and we're gonna have to add more light sources, because right now the lighting is pretty dim, honestly. It does exist, and we did generate a bunch of light probes, but yeah, it doesn't look too good. But for now I guess it's good enough. We'll add more stuff later on, more lights, more prefabs, and so on. For now, let's see how the level plays, because I think it's a good time. So I'll go to QF Tools, and then press play again. I'm gonna move these aside, or maybe maximize the window. Go to new game, then select our scene, and then we could pick things up. Let's go with this one. We could pick some weapons and items just by pressing the E button, like this. There is a small delay between you dropping a weapon and you being able to pick it up again. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, so we don't have enough weapon slots open to pick up here too, so we gotta have to drop the AP5. And we're gonna modify it with grenade launcher. Okay, let's keep this here. Well, they brought it on themselves, I guess. And it still got me. Okay, so this is our map. Yeah, take care guys, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Take care.